Criticism of the federal government's immigration enforcement surge, which continue over the objections of state and local authorities, has hardly stopped.
Hardly
For
stopped.
Wolf
No, it's
Beach Senator Amy
increasing
Klobuchar, she's one
exponentially.
of two Democrats who represent Minnesota.
Did Amy
in the Senate.
Klobuchar
Welcome back
vote to
the program.
confirm Kristi Noem?
Thank you, Wanya. It's wonderful
Like,
to be on
what's her
again.
name?
It's great to talk with you, and there's a lot I want to get to, but I do want to start with this. There was an incident
Slotkin.
last night in Minneapolis where
Trying to talk now. They enabled this.
rushed by a man during
Ilhan Omar's an American hero.
The security was there. They used no weapons when people had come into the meetings. No, under most accounts, for most members, you would think that was good enough. One of the things that happened here, which doesn't always happen, is there was widespread condemnation of this, including from the Republican Party of Minnesota.
Oh, I didn't hear it from Trump, though.
No place in our politics.
Trump tried to blame her like he blamed Rob Reiner.
Shifting gears a bit, your state's
Trump's a
Governor Tim
terrorist.
Walz and Minneapolis's Mayor Jacob Fry have
Anybody who
each met
supports
with
Trump
Tom
is a
Homan, who
terrorist.
President Trump has dispatched to lead ICE operations
Those
here in
terrorists.
Minnesota.
You met with the terrorists. What did you think about this terrorist you met with? Oh, it was a productive conversation with terrorists, was it?
The main goal was for the federal government to end the operation here as quickly as possible. Senator, have you been in touch with Tom Homan or the White House recently? Operation here? Well, I will be talking with him soon, but I've been mainly focused on working with the White House really over the last few weeks. I actually last week told them, high-ranking officials there, that someone else would be killed because of this operation.
Oh, you told them that? Well, of
Our
course. Everybody knows that.
They're still in our state.
They're terrorists.
I'm glad that the Border Patrol people have been pulled out. Or
You told them that their plan will work.
Of them, but there is still
Wow.
ICE officers there. And you just can't have a situation where you have ICE officers that are overwhelming local police. 1,100 sworn police officers, Minneapolis, St. Paul, 3,000 ICE officers. It's
I think they could still take them. I think the police could still take them.
All these suburbs. And our
The police could still take them, even 3 to 1. Especially with the help of the citizens and the National Guard and the military.
Safer, it's making them less safe. I believe that they need to
The
get
police can
ICE
do their
out of
jobs and start
Minnesota.
reducing the number of those ICE
Idea
agents.
that they were going to assist with fraud investigations, great. But this has gone way beyond that.
Gone beyond that? Were they ever even doing that?
Violent offenders.
They're just using fraudulent fraud claims to be racist.
Said yesterday he signaled that he wanted to de-escalate the crackdown in your state, but later on he described people arrested by ICE in Minnesota here as, quote, hardened, vicious, horrible criminals.
Yeah, because he's
What
a
is your response
terrorist.
to his rhetoric? We know from reporting from the Wall Street Journal that about 4% of people that have been arrested nationally are what they call the worst of the worst.
She's talking about the protesters.
I'm sure there's some in Minnesota. I know there are. And that's fine, but that's not what's going on here. In
And
fact,
she's
we've
asking
been
about the
picking up
protesters.
2-year-olds, sending them to Texas. My office had to work on this case and got a successful result. And then we got this 2-year-old back to her mom. Among elders who were pulled out of their house by mistake.
You saved one 2-year-old, thanks, but
5-year-olds, school kids, teachers being chased in parking lots.
yeah, what'd you do for them?
Legal citizens
Nothing.
Repeatedly, our office is handling over 400 cases. So that is
Thanks
why
for at least
right
telling
now
us
in
about the
Congress,
400
we are
cases of legal
focused on
citizens
getting
just
this
in your
agency
state
overhauled. They
that these
already have
terrorists
way
have
too much
kidnapped.
money. They were given $75 billion.
Take their money away.
Republican
That's
bill
your
that
job.
was the one big beautiful bill
Take their
act.
president
So I
away.
have a question
That's
here
your
about the
job.
spending issue, though, given the fact that a huge
Impeach,
increase in ICE funding that you mentioned
remove,
already passed in
execute.
that bill, what would limiting these appropriations actually
I'll be back in a little
effectively
bit.
do to put pressure on DHS in the near term? I understand that Friday is the deadline to avoid another partial government shutdown. I am opposed, as are so many of my Democratic colleagues, to this budget that has been proposed for ICE. There is also a major effort underway to use the power of our votes to overhaul ICE. And I'll just give you
cancel
some
it.
ideas. Stopping the surge.
Just shut it down. Shut it down or you're a traitor too.
That has been reduced to 47 days for the 47th president when it should be months and months of training.
Shut it down or you're a traitor too.
Of these mass and in fact requiring mandatory body cameras, ending the bounty system, which has resulted in us picking people up, sending them to detention and releasing them because they still get a bounty, breaking into someone's home without a judicial warrant, changing the leadership. I mean, that's just a few ideas here because we all know
Your eyes don't lie when you see the video of the killing of Alex. You see what actually happened. So I think having talked to Alex's parents, the rhetoric used by the administration calling him a domestic terrorist, calling him a would-be assassin, has been the most hurtful thing to their family.
I just want to press you again on this issue of funding.
Sure.
Are you and your fellow Senate Democrats willing to shut down the government over the issue of funding for the Department of Homeland Security?
So here's what we want to see happen. There's a number of bills, 5 bills that have strong bipartisan support for different agencies that can be approved. Separate out Homeland Security, which includes ICE, and then make these necessary reforms to ICE. So we are united on that. And I think the better question is, are Republicans willing to come to the table for once to actually talk about the changes that they know in their heart need to be made? If they believe in liberty and the Constitution, if they believe in the First Amendment right to assembly, the Fourth Amendment protection against search and seizure, the Second Amendment right to bear arms, the Fifth Amendment right to due process, then they should be standing with us.
Senator, have you heard that willingness from your Republican colleagues? Do they seem prepared to come to the table on this issue of reforming ICE, as you say, or to stop funding for ICE?
They have been talking with us in small groups, one-on-one, and I think there is some interest. And so they're going to have to understand that Democrats are insisting on this, and that's what's happening right now.
Senator Amy Klobuchar, Democrat from Minnesota, thank you so much.
Thank you.
President Trump is a big believer in nuclear power.
It's a brilliant industry. You have to do it right. It's become very safe. Environmental, yes, 100%.
Nuclear is safe in large part because it's one of the most heavily regulated industries in America. Now, NPR has learned the Trump administration has rewritten the rules for some nuclear reactors. NPR's Jeff Bromfield has more.
To explain how this rewrite, first
I heard Klobuchar talk about the bounties that her ICE terrorists get.
reactors. They're a new kind of
That
nuclear.
they still get bounties. It's like they're the state-sponsored terrorist kidnappers that you sponsored, Klobuchar. We might have to change out all these representatives besides a handful. And when we do, basically primary anybody who's not impeach, remove, execute about Trump.
At which we are expecting to move.
What are we talking about here?
Our job is to meet you.
That was Seth Cohen, an Energy Department attorney, at a recorded meeting with the small reactor companies last June.
Oh, nuclear
And
reactors.
In that meeting, Cohen and other officials said that one way they intended to help these new companies is by cutting red tape.
Oh my
Now,
gosh.
NPR is
That's
learning
pretty
the
scary.
Energy
So there's gonna
Department
nuclear
has
bomb us
rewritten internal
by
rules
with
for
shoddy
safety,
nuclear
security,
power
and
companies.
environmental protections. They shared them
Great.
with the companies, but the public hasn't seen the changes until now because NPR obtained copies of the new.
Sounds like they're just gonna bomb us with
See the changes
meltdowns for
yourself at
Putin.
NPR.org.
This looks like a lot of material. It looks like a lot, and it looks like something
A lot
that
of
would
things
take
changed.
years.
That's Emily Caffrey, a health physicist at the University of Alabama at Birmingham, who says she couldn't believe they'd taken just months to make all these changes to things.
Well, they've
like
probably been working on it for
groundwater
years in the
protections.
Kremlin.
In the old rules that said groundwater, quote, must be protected from radiological contamination. The new rules say consideration must be given to, quote, avoiding or minimizing potential contamination. Caffrey says these
consideration?
little tweaks make a big difference.
Anywhere that they have changed prohibited
They're gonna
or must to
irradiate our
could
water
be
supply.
or can be, that is a loosening of regulations.
There were many such examples, but what really got Caffrey was the fact the department made those changes.
We're so
private.
fucked if we
Not
don't
having
stop
any
Trump
public comment or
before
public
this stuff
input
goes
or
into
even having
effect.
the rules be public seems insane to me. It's very not transparent. and
It
I
is
think
insane.
Transparency is very, very important in the nuclear reactor
It's what
realm.
Putin
I
does
think
to
the number
destroy
of
America.
reasons why you would promulgate
That's
something
insanity.
like this in secret, and none of them are great.
To
Catherine
go along
Hoff
with
is a
Trump
nuclear engineer at the
and
University
Putin
of
destroying
Alabama,
USA.
Champaign. She actually used to run the DOE's Office of Nuclear Energy under President Biden. She knows the people working there, and they're smart. She feels like they're going to be looking out for safety. At the same time,
They still need rules, and those rules help to drive that safety culture and really enforce it.
in a statement to NPR, the
Unless they
Department of
don't.
Energy said it intends to make the rules public, quote, later this year. The department also said the new rules removed administrative burdens, but they still require the reactors.
Just bastards. And they're so stupid. It's such a stupid thing to do to just.
That we
Sorry.